Hi, my name is Sardonic Poet, and I'm going to show you how to create your own children's book. I've published 4 books, not children's books, but I endeavor to illustrate, and write a children's book. So I'm going to show you my approach on how to illustrate your own children's book. I feel like I've said that too many times. Now, I have an arts background, but I don't practice artwork very often. In fact, I think the last drawing that I did was about 2 years ago. I'm a writer first, so drawing intimidates me. So I want to show you how drawing doesn't have to be intimidating. I'm going to explain to you the reasons why we find drawing intimidating. Now this is really hurting my neck. So doing this, so I'm gonna sit back here, like so, and I'm gonna get my microphone here ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of paper first, and I just want to explain something visually. This is the first time I'm doing this. This is kind of like avant-garde, or whatever the word is for this. So the reason why I'm doing this is because the poetry that I do, the poetry that I'm intending for the children's book, is very, very advanced, very, very advanced, and it requires a lot of thinking. So the parents are going to have a hard enough time trying to understand. The kids won't understand. That's the challenge. So what I'm doing is I'm going to create, for each verse, let's say, of the poem, I'm going to have an illustration of some kind that pictorially expresses what I'm trying to convey through text. It's just a fancy way of saying and just making pictures for the text. So at least this way, children can follow along. So before I do that, I want to just explain my style of writing. So 1, 2. Now, let's say this is a story. Okay? It's got a beginning, middle, and end. Most people want to escape reality when they watch a movie. They don't want to think. They want to see this. Okay? Children pretty much are this. Now, leaping from one point to the next doesn't require much in the way of thought, because it's the medium is doing the legwork, steering you towards these points. With my poetry, I do something that's more like this. So what that means is at this given point, you have to mentally steer. And if you don't, it could go off this way, it can go off this way. And that's when we get into the problems of, like, my favorite word I love to hate. Heard this a lot when I write and when I used to design online websites, or whatever you want to say. You constantly, your brain is constantly thinking, trying to illustrate in the mind. And that's what I do. I literally see pictures in the mind, how this plays out, because my poems are so picturesque that I rely on the reader, to envision, to imagine, to picture what they're reading. That doesn't seem to happen. People want this. So, to mentally steer you, so mentally
steer. On each of these points, I'm going to draw a picture. This is how I'm going to steer. I'm going to steer you guys. So I don't do this. My brain doesn't do this. My brain does this, and then from here. Okay? A word is worth 1,000 pictures. A word is worth 1,000 pictures. So this is my approach. So I wanted to share this with you before I actually begin. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're interested. And I don't know, something. But this is the approach I'm going to take. Okay, and I'm going to take you here. We're going to start here. Okay, and I'm just going to go. I've already have, I don't know, about 15 to 18 poems already written. So I'm just going to illustrate those. So you'll see. So the first one that's coming up is called Carpet Shark. And I thought it was being very clever and creative with that name. So no one's ever come up with that one. Turns out there actually is a shark named Carpet Shark, and it looks like a carpet. I found that out after the fact, just by happenstance. Anyways, that's it. See you in the next video.